Podcast. So today we're going to talk about hockey cultures, particularly in Nevada. Okay, because believe it or not, it is a full decade since the NHL announced that they were going to put a team in Las Vegas who would become the CUNTs that we all know and hate today. Yeah, there you go. Well put, George. Well put. I couldn't resist. Couldn't resist. Well put. Couldn't resist. Couldn't resist. Couldn't resist. Yeah. So become the CUNTs that we all hate today. And throughout these past 10 years, the Golden Knights have created a very nasty, volatile, vile hockey culture that has made them one of the most hated teams in the entire NHL. Okay, so let's not sugarcoat that. Call a spade a spade. But since it was announced the PHL is coming to Las Vegas, you have to wonder what kind of culture are they going to bring to the league. Okay, and I have to give credit to Vegas' general manager Dominic Lido, because she clearly recognised that we don't want to be what everyone thinks hockey's like in Vegas. We don't want to be like the Golden Knights. We want to set our own brand, our own culture. Yes, of course, we're going to share the rink with them, but we want to be completely different to the Golden Knights. And I think that's a good start. If you want to try and convince people like me, who feel that you should not be having a team, I think that's a very good start. Because if you guys go and watch back the episode we did back in May following their announcement, me and they just basically just we're not happy. And plus, spend the whole episode being sick. Yes, that branding, the branding. Yeah. Poor Player can't look at Vegas' placeholder branding because it just looks horrible. It's nasty. Yeah. It is. Yeah, but on that episode, we basically just were cruel from the get-go because we just had really negative vibes. Did we record the day after the press conference? Yes, we did. We recorded it the day after the press conference. So we all were still feeling a bit, a little bit hacked off from that because we got a very nasty bite at that press conference. But it's good that Vegas is trying to change the culture. So I'm glad that Dominic has recognised, okay, we know what hockey's like in Vegas, but we don't want to be that. We want to be our own brand. So really good for that. Really good for that. Okay. So let's get stuck in. So PWHL Las Vegas enters a market where hockey has already found a home. The challenge now is building a culture and a fan base that belongs to the PWHL. Donnie Dida has been around Las Vegas hockey for years. Long before she became the first general manager of PWHL Las Vegas, Dida was making the trip from Southern California to Nevada as a youth hockey coach. She saw the growth of the sport, including the girls' game, firsthand. Dida spent almost a decade working for the LA Kings and grew up in LA. Vegas was already part of the hockey landscape, she knew. Now she is helping bring professional women's hockey there. Vegas is a hockey town, there's no doubt about that. Adidas told the Hockey News. They've built such an amazing community of hockey beyond just the Golden Knights. The Golden Knights are obviously a big part of that community, but Adidas has seen what exists underneath the AHL Level 2. You go there, and girls hockey is alive and well in Vegas, she said. As a youth coach in Los Angeles, Adida traveled to Las Vegas for tournaments against programs including the Las Vegas and Junior Golden Knights. She watched girls hockey become more established in a city that not that long ago wasn't known as a hockey market at all. Now those young players will have a professional team of their own to watch. We want our games and our team to be a safe and exciting space for all fans, the leader said. We want to grow the game, but we also want to grow the love for women's hockey itself, which is a new thing in Vegas for sure. That part of the job means something to Dida personally. As someone born in Southern California, having women's hockey be professional in a city like Las Vegas, that's only a 5-hour drive from where I grew up, is such a gift to women's hockey. The Dida isn't building the franchise alone. Head coach Kim Wise will have a major say in what it becomes too. The two go back to their playing days in college, but the Dida's familiarity with Wise wasn't the deciding factor in hiring her. She had followed Wise's coaching career, including her work in the AHL with the Colorado Eagles. What she saw convinced her Wise was the right decision, the right person to say, to help start a team from scratch. I love the way she coaches. Adida said you could see her love of the game and her drive to make every single player on the ice better just by the way she coaches. Player development is going to be a major part of that. We want to make this team not only the best in the PHL, we want to make our individual athletes the best they can be, the leader said. That philosophy also gets at what the leader sees as the difference between building a team in Las Vegas and simply adding another professional hockey franchise to the city. The Golden Knights already have a very clear identity. PWHL Las Vegas doesn't need to borrow it. I can agree to that absolutely, because the culture in the Golden Knights, it is, and I am not saying this as a Shark supporter. I'm saying this as a supporter of hockey in general. The culture in Vegas of the Golden Knights, it's nasty, it's cruel, it's vicious, it's cutthroat, it's bloodthirsty, and it's not what I grew up watching hockey as a teenager. Now, it's not. The fact that they actually segregate away fans, you can't. So if you are a group of away fans, you can't sit together. Now, they basically block you off, so you can only have one or two in one row, and you've got to go a couple of rows above. It's horrible. America's supposed to be a free country. Let people sit where they want to fucking sit. Okay. So, I'm very glad that WWE is basically making very clear we do not want to be like the Golden Knights. Good. Because that was the message that we were trying to hone into Vegas when the team was announced. Yeah, can I go on, come on, lady. Yeah, we tried to make it very, very clear. Oh, and I lost count of times they mentioned the Golden Knights. So did I. I mean, you could. I mean, I know you don't drink, but if you did, I would have been pissed. Yeah, could have turned to a drinking game. Yeah. Yeah. So while you kept mentioning the Golden Knights, Golden Knights, Golden Knights, you need, what we tried to hone into you guys was you're not going to be like the Golden Knights because our league is so different to the AHL because we've got parity. Yeah, because we've got parity. Mm-hmm. I mean, if PWHL Las Vegas thinks they can come in next year, steamroll away to a World Cup, you will get what's coming to you. You will get a very rude awakening. Okay, it's not going to be like that. Now, so I'm really glad to see that it's going to be a very different culture coming into PWHL Las Vegas, because I feel like we need to see a nicer side. Okay, I mean, I know you think is there even a nicer side to Baker sports teams? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out in about a few months' time. We'll find out. We'll find out for ourselves. So instead, Dina wants to build something that belongs to her organisation. We're just excited to have such a great hockey town be part of who we are, but also make sure that our core values are ours, our mission statements is ours, she said. Those values are excellence, integrity, and growth, Dina said. They'll be part of the decision-making process from the beginning, whether it comes to hiring staff, selecting players, or establishing the team's philosophy. Yeah, those right there are 3 really cool things that I think is good to build on. And integrity, that is something that Vegas does not have right now. Because obviously, lady, what is the situation with the suspensions? Oh, it's I asked Hatter about this the other day, because obviously Hatter is heavily involved in with the men's hockey Canada national team. Yeah. Despite the fact he supports an American AHL team, but each their own. Yeah. So I asked about it. Apparently it's just for Hockey Canada. Oh. So these players can still play in pro leagues, just not for Hockey Canada. Right. Because integrity is something that the Golden Knights do not have right now, given who they've got for a netminder. You pervert. Oh, did we let Carhart have it during the Stanley Cup Finals? Oh, did every time Carhart scored, we let him have it? Yeah. You got very nasty. I don't care. He committed a sexual crime. And unfortunately, that's something that you can't come back from. He committed sexual assault. Should not be allowed to still have a massive career with a nice big salary. So there you go. Sorry, I don't care if you got acquitted. If you commit a sexual crime, no, you're dead in my eyes. There are some things you can't come back from, and that's one of them. So I'm really glad to see that from PWHL Las Vegas we want to see, accountability. While we do want to strive for excellence, we also want to have accountability in our organisation. We also want to make sure we've got integrity in our organisation. Otherwise, we're not going to be seen as credible. So that's really good for them. That's really good. Yeah. So we're really excited to have those both as a guiding light for every decision we make from the get-go, from staffing to players to philosophy, she said. There is a certain freedom that comes with being an expansion team. PWHL Las Vegas doesn't have decades of history to lead on. It doesn't have built-in fan base that has been following the team for generations, but it also doesn't have to undo anything, which means the Dida and Wise get to decide what the team becomes. And a city where the Golden Knights have already shown that hockey can work, PWHL Las Vegas has a chance to build on that success without trying to recreate it. For the Dida, the hope is that the next generation of girls playing hockey in Las Vegas won't just have a local team to watch, they'll have a professional team they can see themselves in. And one of the things I really hope for PWHL Las Vegas is that they behave completely different to what we've seen in the last decade with the Golden Knights. I do not want to see and I'm not sure about if I've already said this to podcast or not, but if I haven't, I'll do it now. I do not want to see a female version of the Golden Knights enter our league. That's the last thing we need. That is literally, that is the last thing we need right now, is a female version of the Golden Knights. I do not want that. Okay? So, I want to see this team actually, be about excellence, be about accountability, be about integrity, and actually, focusing on the most important part of having a PHL team in the first place, which is to help grow the women's game and get those young girls who haven't had an opportunity before to have the opportunity now. Okay, I do not want this team to be the female equivalent of the Golden Knights, because that would just make us hate each other from the get go. Okay, you will only get one shot in this league to basically make a pressure on us, and if you fuck it up, you fuck it up for life. Oh no. Try getting that put on a t-shirt, boys and girls. Well, it's basically my spin on all the saying. So what more can I say? What more can I say? Yeah. So I really just want this team to be different to what we've seen from Vegas teams before. Can I ask you a question, Joe? Yeah, come on. Can I ask a question? Because obviously you've been involved with the AHL, with the AHL. There we go. You've been involved with the American Hockey League for 11 years now. Yeah. So since the Barracuda came to San Jose, 11 years. Yeah. So Henderson, Henderson has been around since the 2020-21 season, so 5 years now actually. So okay. What is Henderson? Does Henderson basically have the same culture to Vegas, or is it? It's quite hard to tell because they haven't really with Henderson. They haven't really had the same success that the Golden Knights did. I mean, yes, in their first season they did finish first in the standings in our division, but because in that season we elected to have a playoff tournament to choose our division champion, it meant that they didn't get to be division champions despite going to the final. It is the fact they lost to Bakersfield. They lost to Bakersfield in the final. Yeah, but since then they haven't really had the same. In fact, do we just get the stats up? Yeah. Okay, well, just put yourself there and I'll do it. Okay. Can do that right now. Because I have reached the end of this article, by the way. Okay, so we can do that now. Okay. So I'll just get them up. Please don't call them Desert Knights. I just need to reiterate that. Yeah, please do not call them the Las Vegas Desert Knights. Or the Las Vegas Desert, no. So please think creatively about your name, please. Okay, because obviously Desert Knights is the other alternate that Vegas had that hasn't been used yet. There's still time. Yeah. Right, I've got it. So as I said, their first season was 2020-21, and they did finish first in the division standings, but because we chose to have a playoff tournament, it meant they didn't get the crown. Okay. Right. And then, in 2021-22, they were 6th in the division. They did qualify for the playoffs, but they lost in the preliminary round to the Colorado Eagles. And then, for 3 seasons in a row, so 2023, 2024, and 2025, they did not make the playoffs. Ooh! Yeah. Came 9th in the 2022-23 and 2023-24 seasons. In 2024-25, they were 10th. Oh, so last. They were last in that year. And then this season, 25-26, they came 3rd in the Pacific, and they got all the way to the division semi-finals, which they lost to the Colorado Eagles. Okay. So they're not doing very well against Colorado. Yeah, so they haven't really had that same success that the Golden Knights have had. But every time I see them with the Barracuda, I just think, oh, not them again. So yeah, that same thing you do with the Golden Knights. Yeah. Although I'm not sure if Harrison really has followed in their older brother's footsteps and been nasty, but I can see possibilities, some potential possibilities of them going down that route, but we'll see. We'll see. They've got some bad names for their arenas though. Say them more. Okay, say them more. Yeah, right. Yeah. But the guys don't finish off the 5 pointers. I really am trying to, hold out hope that this team is not going to be like Gold. I mean, we said it when we did the episode for the announcement that we have to try and live in hope that this team will not be like the Gold Knights, and and I think they have got the best chance to do well because obviously he saw how they handled the expansion process. They went for teammates, so when they went for one player, they made sure to get somebody who was also on that same team as they were. So I think in terms of chemistry, I think Vegas is going to do the best in terms of those lines gelling, which could really help them potentially maybe knock off Detroit and Hamilton, who I'll probably see as the most likely of the 4 to do well. So that looks, but obviously of course with Nicole Hensley in net, they're going to do well there. So, but I'm hoping that the culture that PHL Las Vegas can create is a more nicer culture and a more tolerable culture than what we've seen in the past decade with the Golden Knights. I really am praying that the PHL Las Vegas team is going to be a whole lot different in terms of culture and mind and sound and soul than the Golden Knights are. Okay, because I can't deal with another one. I can't deal with the female versus the Golden Knights. I can't. So yeah. So I'm still holding out hope, and maybe when we get to say January, maybe then we'll have a good idea of what that team's like in terms of culture. Maybe, but we'll see. We'll see. So I am seeing some really positive signs for Las Vegas in terms of the culture they want to have in the PHL. I'm just hoping that they can really, deliver on that promise. I really hope they can deliver on that promise. But we'll see. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We've still got quite a while to go before we can get to see them on the ice firsthand. But yes, so we're still holding out. We're still living in hope that they are not going to be, what the Golden Knights were. And hopefully PHL Las Vegas will be a much more better team and show the Golden Knights that this is how you do it. I hope that the PHL Las Vegas culture can be something that the Golden Knights go, maybe we should be being more like that than what we are. And I think you'll find, yes, you should. So hopefully, this is what I'm going to finish to end off. Hopefully, PHL Las Vegas can set the tone and the culture that the Golden Knights should have done when they arrived in 2017. We live in hope. Okay, so thank you for joining us next time. Take care.